Hello and welcome on Watches TV, and I have quite a timepiece in front of me today. As you are probably all aware, this year marks a historic milestone for Audemars Piguet, and coinciding with its 150th anniversary, AP is proud to unveil quite an extraordinary creation from its research and development department, the Royal Oak Jumbo Extra Thin Self-Winding Flying Tourbillon Chronograph, known as the RD5, and as you can expect, limited to 150 pieces. So this watch is not just another chapter, but represents quite a serious reimagining of what a chronograph can be, both in terms of mechanics, but also in the way you interact with it. So with 5 years of intensive development, AP's watchmakers have combined performance, technical ingenuity, mixed with a new level of ergonomic refinement, and this, I must say, I appreciate the thinking. So at the heart of this timepiece is the all-new calibre 8100, entirely re-engineered and patented, and this movement pushes chronograph technology into a new direction. For the first time in the Royal Oak Jumbo lineage, Audemars Piguet has successfully combined a self-winding flyback chronograph with a flying tourbillon, two complications that were never before united, and this is encased in an ultra-thin 8.1mm case crafted from titanium and bulk metallic glass, as the movement itself is only 4mm thick. Yes, we're talking thin. But as I mentioned, the guiding principle of the RD5 project was ergonomics, a mix of comfort but also intuitive use. So take the push pieces, for example, and this is really quite something. Traditionally, operating chronograph requires significant force, around 1.5 kilo of pressure, with a travel distance of 1 millimeter. So AP's engineers wanted to create something radically smoother, and as they say, well, inspired by the sensation of pressing a smartphone button. Okay, not sure about this analogy, but I guess it now talks to more people. Anyhow, they managed to reduce that pushing distance to just 0.3 millimeters and the pressure to 300 grams. The result is quite a unique tactile experience. It is smooth, light, feels precise, and very different to what you can experience with other chronographs. Okay, on some old school chronos, you could have this pleasing sensation of smoothness, but that was due to the fact that at the time they didn't use water-resistant gaskets around the pushers, and therefore you didn't have to press too hard. But probably better to have water-resistant chronos today. Okay, another interesting feature comes with the crown. So instead of relying on the traditional style crown, AP integrated a discrete function selector which allows you to easily switch between winding and time set. To operate, you simply press on the crown, you set the time, press it again, you wind your watch. I mean, okay, on an automatic, you probably won't need to do that too often, but again, I quite like this idea of a function selector, something we had previously seen on the RD4. And then there's the sapphire crystal, and to maintain ultra-thin proportions of the RD5, they use glass block crystals on both the dial and case back, and they are flat on the outside but hollowed inside, creating, extra space for the hands and the platinum peripheral oscillating weight without adding any thickness. But the true revolution lies inside, in this new calibre 8100. Chronographs have existed for more than 150 years, but their fundamental reset system has remained virtually unchanged. So Audemars Piguet has now changed this, and instead of the traditional hammer and heart mechanism, the RD5 introduces a patented rack and pinion system. So by storing energy rather than dispersing it, this system ensures smooth operation, prevents the chronograph hand from shuddering, and eliminates the need of a friction spring. And here's how it works. Every time the second hand makes a full revolution, the system disengages. The rack instantly snaps while the pinion keeps turning. So that stored energy isn't wasted. It is released in a quick jump that advances the minute counter, and from there, the minute counter gradually drives the hour counter. So this caliber also introduces a new vertical clutch system combining traditional and friction clutches to reduce unnecessary rotations and prevents jumps. So to understand the improvement, and as described by AP themselves, imagine driving a car with the handbrake on, and that's how a conventional chronograph functions. constantly wasting energy. Now imagine removing the handbrake and attaching the car to an elastic band which stores and releases energy efficiently. That's how the calibre 8100 functions, and one of the benefits is that when you reset the chronograph, well, the hand snaps back to zero extremely rapidly in less than 0.15 seconds, but this I couldn't really verify. So on top of the chronograph innovation, the RD5 incorporates the high amplitude flying tourbillon first introduced in the RD3 of 2022, offering 72 hours of power reserve and beating at 3 Hz, but it was completely re-engineered to be thinner and lighter with a titanium cage and a new escapement that drives it, peripherally enhancing energy distribution. So the objective set with this new oscillator was to tolerate higher amplitudes, like I said, reduce backlash, and ultimately increase precision. And as a quick reminder, only 4 mm thick. Just wanted to add that I do like this unusual center and circle bridge holding everything in place, as you do have this peripheral platinum oscillating mass taking some space on the outside part of the movement. Okay, let's now talk about material, as they also played a central role in the RD5. The case and bracelet are crafted in titanium, while the bezel, push pieces, and crown are made of bulk metallic glass or BMG. So this proprietary alloy, composed of more than 50% of palladium, has an amorphous structure similar to glass, giving it a very strong resistance and this mirror polish feel. And with the bracelet, well, you have a little bit of a mix of the two material, and I must say that it is very light and seriously comfortable on the wrist. So, regarding the dial, no surprise with the Royal Oak signature petite tapisserie pattern with gold markers and luminescent hands, and sub-dials at 3 and 9 o'clock have a snail finish for readability, and the chronograph's hands are made of titanium to reduce weight. Well, overall, quite a piece with this RD5. And as mentioned, it is limited to 150 pieces, and I'm pretty sure they will all be gone rather quickly, and maybe it's already the case. So a big bravo to the AP team to have pulled this off, quite a feat, and I must say that it sits pretty well on my wrist, but I have to give it back sadly. Well, thanks for watching, the very best to all, and viva pushing the limits watchmaking. See you soon.